What is good, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. The movie I'm reviewing today was recommended by Cynthia Bravo and is currently available for streaming on HBO Max. There will not be any spoilers in this video. Now and Then is directed by Lesli Linka Glatter and stars a slew of stars and names from the early 90s. I'll just go over a few. Christina Ricci, Thora, Birch, Rosie O'Donnell, Melanie Griffith, who else do we have in there? Oh, Demi Moore, and some really cool cameos. It's about a group of 4 girls who made a pact when they were kids to always get together anytime one of them is going through a rough time. So one of the girls is pregnant, so they all get together. But the main focus of the story is their childhood. It takes place, I believe, I believe it's 1970, where it's primarily takes place just over this one summer. This is a really cool story about this tight group of friends. They go everywhere together. They do everything together. They even put all their money together. They have a financial goal. They're trying to save up toward a tree house. They go have lunch together everywhere. They're all in that transitional period of their lives where, you know, they all love each other and they need each other, but they don't realize they're about to be each going on their own individual paths. But during this summer that the film takes place, they're going to be learning a lot about each other, about their lives, and sharing their experiences to help one another. You know, you have mix of different home lives. So you have the girl who's just raised by her mom, the single mom, so she's kind of sheltering her daughter a little bit. That's Chrissy was her character's name. You have the girl who's a little bit more artistic, creative, reads. You got the tomboy. You got the girl who is more pretty and more, you know, girly, for lack of a better word. But they're such a great group of friends. Naturally, you have a group of boys, because it takes place in a small town in Indiana. There's a group of boys called the Wormers. Devon Sawa, Final Destination and Little Giants, is in that group. His name is Scott Wormer. One of the better Scots in cinematic. One day I'll do a video on how Scots have been absolutely ran through the mud when it comes to movies. But anyway, you got the Wormer kids. They play pranks on the boys, you know, and it's cool that one thing I thought that was really cool is they all put their money together. They get lunch together every day. They buy Cokes, and you can tell it's a town where everybody's just kind of trusting of one another. They can ride their bikes wherever they go. It's a very trusting and open community. Now, during this summer, they find out about a tragedy that happened in the town years ago, and they start researching that, and in doing that they find that someone that they thought was to be crazy or not to be trusted has a lot of deep history in the town and is actually a very good person. You're going through that phase in your life where a lot of your misconceptions about people being judgmental are being resolved. So it was really cool to see that. But yeah, Christina Ricci is in there. I had a little mini crush on her back in the day, from Addams Family. She's really good. Thora Birch is in a great casting. Oh yeah, the casting in this is really good. Thora Birch, if you don't know her, she was the daughter in American Beauty. She also is in another great coming-of-age movie called Ghost World with Scarlett Johansson. So she kind of has a feel for these coming-of-age movies. That's the movies I know her from. There was also another little girl in there. I forget her name. I do apologize. But she was the daughter in Field of Dreams. I was like, where do I know her from? And it just clicked. But yeah, really cool. Devon Sawa, as I mentioned in there. 2 really cool scenes. And again, it takes place in the early 70s. And there's 2 really cool scenes that I kind of think encapsulate the time versus what's going on now in our world. There's a couple scenes where the girls, either one of them on their own, 2 of them on their own, or in a group, run into a random guy. One of them's a Vietnam veteran, one of them's an older guy from the town, and they just have a conversation and just a mutual experience and just a, hey, we're all humans. Bonding moment, and you don't ever feel threatened in any way. In today's world, you would never see that. That person would be that guy would probably be put in jail. I'm not going to ruin. There's a nice little cameo in there from another 90s star, a guy who was on the come up at the time. I'm not going to ruin that, but very cool little cameo in there. Just a great little coming of age story, and it kind of was very apropos, I guess is the word, I don't know, but very relevant to me in my life, because I I have a small group of friends. I only have 3 friends in my life. 2 of them I know from high school, when I know a little bit further than that, but 2 of them I met, our primary bond was from high school, and 2 of us still live in the same area. Our one friend, he moved to California, but he recently came back for a family wedding, and it was so cool because he brought his family back with him. So it was so cool seeing him in that family role, because I had never seen him like that, and we got to hang out, still be friends, to bond. Like, it was just like we clicked, just like we had never spent any time apart. So just hanging out, going places. Obviously, being at the wedding was cool. So it was very cool for me, because this movie is about that. It's about getting back together with your friends, checking in, and just seeing how everybody is. So some people are more sad than others. Some people live in the simple life. So I really liked that bonding experience. I love the small town feel. You know, they're looking up this old legend of the town. I like that. So the casting, as I mentioned, is great. If I wasn't alive, obviously, at this time, but I feel like the time period is encapsulated pretty well as far as the look, the style, the way they dress, the small town feel. Again, very, very cool. And I like that it was kind of, the actresses that were playing in the movie were kind of on opposite ends. So you have these young actresses, a lot of them come to be very successful. Christina Ricci, Thora Birch, and you have Rosie Donnell, Melanie Griffith, Demi Moore. I believe Rita Miller is the name of the other actress that played one of the adult characters. And it was just so, they're kind of like mirroring each other. So it was a nice little thing like that, dynamic like that, seeing that these characters on opposite ends. Because now Christina Ricci, those other girls, they're older actresses. So it's weird seeing that now. I don't really have any negatives. My only kind of negative would be also I did like that they brought a lot of family dynamic in there. So you get to see, you know, dad leaving home, single mom, all that stuff. I forgot to mention that. Oh yeah, back to what I was saying. My only thing I would probably critique about the movie, the soundtrack. This is a time period where you could really do some deep cuts of songs. I feel like they just played the hits. They played established #1 singles. I always like a soundtrack to kind of play some deeper cuts. Play some songs that aren't as well known, or I may have not ever heard. While they were good, it's because they're hits. You know, I just would like the sound. It has opportunity to take. They obviously had a budget for the music. I would just like them to take more chance with the music. But overall, very good movie, very feel good type movie. Happy ending, happy feel. Again, you're just going through that time in your life where you're each going on your individual path, and you're, you know, learning that everything that you thought wasn't there. You know, parents, they're just as ignorant as you are. So they're just doing the best they can with the information they have. And, you know, it's all crapshoot in the long run. We're all just figuring stuff out as we go. But yeah, this is a great recommendation. I had kind of seen it as a kid, so I remember some imagery, but this is pretty much my first time watching. I watched it as a kid with my aunt. My aunt really liked the movie. But yeah, it was cool little watch. It's on HBOMAX again. Thank you so much for the recommendation, Cynthia. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you guys for joining me today. I greatly appreciate your time. Y'all take care, be well, and have a great rest of your day.